shared
Yes.
already? Okay.
Yes, Nalo.
Okay. So I will start today's session. We are continue to identify the adaptation of lean principles in logistics. We completed the green colored ones, which I have shown in the slide. Value stream mapping, just in time. Uh, Apart from value stream mapping, we learned about swim lanes, and then we learned the concept called Kanban system in logistics. Today we are trying to learn the ones which are in blue color and the ones which are not highlighted. We went as and when time permits. At the end of the today, for the last 20 or 30 minutes, Darshana will come and tell us about the 5S methodology. You might already know the 5S methodology because it was there a long time ago, but he will tell you some points that you should follow when you implement those things, because the lean implementation is not implementing just set of tools, but it brings in certain culture to the process. So 5S, even though we see that as a simple tool, it will add more value to whatever transforming that you are doing in the whole operation. Okay, and finally, we will be touching on lean leadership and culture. The as a leader, because all of us are leaders, right? All of us are leaders in some form or another. We need to have certain things ready with ourselves also when we do this all adaptation and transformation. And we will be discussing then about some challenges that you will face when you implement lean in logistics or uh, any other service department. Okay, so module number 2 I have already given last week, mid of last week, actually mid of this week. So you will you will spend more time on this because module 2 is all about doing the value stream mapping. So start this and let's discuss along the way. Okay, I will go into the next slide. Okay, now today we are starting the session with Kaizen. Hope you have heard this word earlier. Kaizen is a Japanese term again, because we learn a lot of Japanese terms when we learn lean, because uh, as you remember, the lean transformation journey between Canada, in United States and Japan was uh, happening simultaneously. And some of the things that US learned from Japan, and some of the things that Japan learned from US. So it has going up and down in between both countries. Um, so up even today we use these words Kaizen, Kaikuku, and all these type of words, even just in time, everything that we learn with lean transformation, we are coming across these words. But apart from the word, well, let's understand what it really means. So Kaizen in the Japanese term meaning continuous improvement, right? Uh, but there's a change here. Now, when you say Kaizen, you don't need to invest a lot of money to do this change, right? It's a small change, an incremental change over time to improve process, product, or service. So now, as per the philosophy, one can tell, okay, my process doesn't need to be improved. It is already been improved. But what Japanese believe is, no matter how mature your process and how effective your process, it is still can be improved. It is still can be improved. So there was this famous experiment that they did with two people. Uh, they gave wet towels to squeeze out of water out of it, and they gave two buckets to fill the water. And some people, some people try to squeeze the towels and get water, but tired, they stopped squeezing the towels. What Japanese people did was like they take a rest, did some exercise to the hand, and again come and squeeze the same towel, and got more water out of the towel than the other cultures. So in Japanese culture, this is inbuilt, because they believe that no matter how mature or effective your process, they'll always can be improved. Only thing, you need to take a break, like the wet towel story. You need to take a break. You might have to brainstorm a bit and then come back again and improve that process. Always think out of the box. Right. Now I'll show you a quick example of this melon story. Now, even in all of our countries, this melon is the shape of the melon is round, and it costs about like $8 to $9 convert to USD in any country. But if you look at the melon, the same melon at the right hand side costs around $50 when the shape is being changed. The only change, the small change or the kaizen that the farmer did is to change the shape of the melon. Nothing else. The quality, the taste, everything is same. But when the melon is small, they insert a frame to this melon when the fruit is small, and the fruit will grow into that shape. Only that. So look at the price increase. It's more than 5 times of the. So that is where the value creation happens, right? When small incremental change create a big impact in the value. Hope you got the understanding of that. Any example that you can give, like the melon, like in any example in your life or in your office environment that you came across, like doing a very small change and made a very big impact? Any examples, Janaka or Jawahar? Do you recall any kind of example like that?
Yeah, actually, I did Kaizen before. That's for the black tape in the upstairs. So we can black tape.
Huh?
That will be it's not a soft one.
Mm.
We put it in upstairs so we can make Kaizen for a safety, because I know the Kaizen is not only for change the shape or the cost or because have more point. So we put it as to reduce the accident.
Mm.
And yeah, that was as a safety Kaizen.
Safety Kaizen. Yeah. That's. I mean, Kaizen can be. Yeah, that's actually my next slide is about that. So Kaizen can be applied to any part of your operation. It can be manufacturing, it can be logistic, it can be business management, healthcare, as explained by Jawahir, for safety, software development, even personal development. So I remember I did my Kaizen for my personal development. When we learn about Kaizens, I started having a Kaizen on my own. for my personal development. When can I get my masters? When can I get my black belt? So likewise, I had a plan. So it's a very versatile approach, and as I explained, can be used in various industries and in various contexts, and it's very powerful. So let's look at uh, the principles of Kaizen, and then we'll look at some application, the practical application, and some mistakes that we are doing when we do Kaizens. So as I explained earlier also, it's a small change. So emphasis on making a small manageable change rather than large scale transformation. So I remember when I was in Japan, they showed me this small example where in 1940s. I mean, it's a very uh, it's not a good example, but I have to share this with you. So they used to have these squatting pads. Now they in 1940s they didn't have these toilet seats that we use at the moment, right? They had squatting pads, and people use this squatting pad, but the there was no proper um, um, demarcated areas to keep the feet. So as a result, the toilet get uh, sometimes dirty. Now in Japan, what they introduced was they draw a small feet kind of a mark around the either side of the squatting pad. So when now mentally, when we go into the toilet, we keep the both feet on that particular mark, demarcated area. That's a very small step. That's a very small change, but it gave a very big impact, and people use toilets properly after that. So that was one of the examples that they gave in Japan when they teach us about this Kaizen, because it still I can remember in my mind the examples that they gave, and you need to involve everyone. Now this is one of the common mistakes that we are trying to do, because now when we try to transform uh, companies, now people, we have teams, right? We have teams, we set up teams. Let's say we set up lean team or improvement team or whatever name you call it. So they will have some targets. So the some of the common mistakes that we do is like, in order to achieve those targets, they sometimes assign kaizans. Okay, you have to do a kaizen tomorrow, but there is no purpose of doing like that. Just just to fulfill the number of kaizans that you do, no, that won't make any change in your organization. There is no uh, reason to impress someone with the number of kaizans you do, but you need to make sure that the even one kaizen is enough, but you have to make sure that you have everyone in your organization or that particular area that you're going to do. It can be from executives to frontline workers, and everybody's contribution um, should be important. Again, a good example I recall when we started lean implementation way back in 2020, 2003. So this Toyota people came and they explained us about these Kaizans. First few uh, days, we also like we were busy, right? In a manufacturing environment, you hope you understand how busy the manufacturing environment is, and just to get people out of the manufacturing um, environment and ask them to sit on a meeting itself is a challenge. So first few days, these people came from Toyota and started explaining to us doing Kaizans, and but we couldn't understand anything. I mean, even though we understand anything, but we were not interested in doing anything because we have a lot of other things to attend. But then again, company leadership started coming into these meetings. So from my general manager to the executives were part of that meeting. And then people start realizing, okay, there is something here. Even my general manager is participating to these meetings. So we need to prepare ourselves to transform ourselves. And also, uh, currently, if now I'm teaching lean and lean management to the students and executives and even professionals like you, the background is such that we also I was also like you, one of you, back in 2003. But the point here is to, when you start doing it, please make sure that everybody from the general manager to, or from even above general manager, to get involved to these trainings. That is important. And the next one is focus on the processes. So the traditional way that we do people is to focus on the people. Always we are focusing on the people if you don't think lean in a lean way, lean manner. But if you think about the process without the person that is doing the process, you can improve that process. But if you only think about, okay, this person can't do this, then the only option is to get rid of that person, right? But if you think to improve that, because nobody in the world, I don't think, it's very few people that in the world come to work and think that I'm not going to do anything today. I don't think anybody will wake up in the morning and think that, okay, I'm going to waste today. I'm going to waste time today. No, nobody's like that. So there is some kind of a emotional or a process issue that hinders that person to do the job properly. So that's why we want to focus on the process than the person. And the last one is, you have to make sure that adequate data is available to take a decision. Because this is also a common mistake that we do. We start doing Kaizen or any other improvement process without data. So we assume things that we will be doing this. They should have done this. Like, I mean, there are a lot of assumptions. So when you do that, the moment you do that, your result will show a different or a negative effectiveness. So make sure that you have your data ready when you do this kind of activity. All right, let's move to the next slide. Okay, now what do you think about this? What is the first impression that you get when you see this kind of image?
Somebody is giving.
Uh,
Yeah, Jawan, please.
no, it's okay. Continue.
Yeah.
Janaka, you can continue. Yeah.
No, one guy is going to help the guys who are pulling this trolley. But, they refuse it.
Yeah.
They want to do the same, doing the difficult job rather than doing different techniques.
Yeah. Yeah. Good observation. Jawad?
If we notice, there is half that's one for the lorry is the square, is the tire is square, not round, so which is make their work is hard. So he come in idea to make them work is easy. So, but they not accept it as they busy.
Busy. So this is what happened in our organizations. Like,
Correct. We give some good ideas, but they say, no, we are busy in work. Like it.
yes. So that's why the culture is more important. Thanks, Janak and Jawad. Both you gave both the correct answers. And apart from the meaning that you were trying to explain, that okay, somebody is giving a suggestion and the other people neglecting it because they are busy, they are not accepting it. That's the face meaning of this photo or this picture. And the hidden meaning of this picture is like, you don't need to do a Kaizen or any tool that I'm teaching you when you have a solution. The only thing that your thinking should be broad enough to identify that there's a solution. Sometimes executives or sometimes even machine operators are giving us suggestions. Since we are neglecting those, we have to reinvent the wheel. That's how they call it, right? So the mistake that we shouldn't be doing is to understand the available options that already have, without trying to do everything from start, or to create the wheel again, because the wheel is already been invented. You don't need to invent the wheel, right? So use the wheel. So similarly, there are a lot of things that in the shop floor, when you walk, when you start developing lean tools, and when you start a Kaizen on your own, people will give suggestions. So write down all those suggestions and write down all the problems that you have. Sometimes you will see a match between the problem and the solution. That's what we did. I mean, that's what even foreigners, the Toyota people, did to us. They didn't give us solutions. They didn't give us solutions at all. But they train our minds to think of solutions and match the available solutions to the problems. Okay, so remember this one. When you do a Kaizen or any other activity with the team, please consider the available options without doing everything from start, because it's a time killer. For you to rethink everything from the start, you don't have time. So there is nothing called too busy. When you start doing these things, ask them to switch off the phones, ask them to switch off the laptops, come to a room that nobody can't disturb you, just for that whatever 30 minutes or whenever that time allocation that you are taking. Just spend some quality time with them without interruptions. All right, now I'm going to show how Toyota does it. And I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pen, and you need to write down while you are watching the video. If you want, I can play it twice. While you are watching the video, I need you to write down the main points from this video that interest you, lessons that you can learn from Toyota, how they are doing it, and just write down whatever you may feel important, right? And after the video, we will discuss. Ready? Shall I play?
Yes.
Okay.
At the Toyota factory in Dar.
Can you hear the sound?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. What did you learn? What did you observe?
To be honest, I'm not clear the language 100%. Okay.
Sorry.
But
You did?
I'm not clear the language.
Oh, you didn't.
I feel it it's a little bit hard.
Oh, okay, okay. So I will send the link again without showing here again. I will send the link. You can uh, watch again when you have time, Jawad.
Sure.
What about Janaka?
Dilip, for me also not very clear, but I understood they have fixed somewhere the screwdriver. Before it was not fixed, and the screwdriver was fixed to some. It is mounted and it is easy to use as a screwdriver for fixing nuts. I
Okay.
saw that, yeah, but not that much clear.
Okay, that means the video got stuck in the middle or what?
No, actually, the video is not that clear, stuck in the middle as well, and I couldn't catch it up properly.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So I will send the link to this video soon as I finish this session. I will send the link. It's available in YouTube. I downloaded this from YouTube. So they so I'll explain what's the video is all about. So they explain about
Actually,
the
I draw 5 points. So let's to say, I will fill it and that's it. First of thing, is my voice clear?
Yes.
They care about the healthy. They do some exercises before the work. So I think they believing the good mind in the good body. Also, they check the quality twice. In the process of produce the items. I think that's come because of the brand is depend the quality. Also, if the quality not good, that will cost us many things. They bought something is doggle or dongle. It's called. It's walking around the area of working. Also, I saw when they do the Kaizen, they do Gemba walk. They go to place and observe some points to do the Kaizen. Yeah, only that's it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, those are good observations. So probably when you look at it again, you will have more observations. So two things I want to bring up here. One actually touched by Jawahar also. As we learned earlier in the earlier modules also. Now, when you do this kind of activity, a Kaizen activity, you have to go to that particular place. I mean, not value stream map, anything, any tool that in the lean transformation journey, you have to do Gemba and you have to go to that place. So that's number one. Number two, now this is a bit of an old video because Toyota released these videos when the technology gets outdated only, because these are like trade secrets, right? Even if you go to Toyota, if you visit plants in Nagoya or any other Toyota plant, they only show the old methods to the outsiders because it's obvious, like trade secrets. Now, if you take Toyota today, these AGVs, you call it, these robots that carrying pieces everywhere, has been improved 10 times that than what you see here. Those are intelligent robots, right? Now, the point that I want to make here, now, if you take Toyota today and a company that you want to implement these lean principles, you will see a huge gap because they are talking about automation, innovation, and bringing in certain kaizans and doing certain actions. So, but now when we try to start this operation, the transformation, overnight you can't build a robot, right? The journey that took Toyota to build that kind of a robot is very much important. So that's why they are showing us like how they start their morning with a little bit of exercise, and they that those things still in their culture still happening in Toyota. And also the way that they see a problem as an opportunity to improve, not as a problem as another frustration or a headache. They see when they see a problem, they always look at options how to improve. So the point here is you need to understand how Toyota, what are the things that Toyota did in order to come to this kind of a status that they are in right now. So that's what we are learning. That's why we are learning this transformation process from the beginning. Then you have understanding what are the things that you should start doing now to transform your company to a company like Toyota in future. I'll share the link after the training for you to look at it again. Okay, hope that gave you some sort of idea about kaizans, and let's
At the
now
time,
see how do you really want to do it if you want to do this. Sorry. Okay, so this is a very simple example of a Kaizen event. Now, we learned about the Kaizen, what is Kaizen, and then we understood the principles of Kaizen, and then we watched a video of a company that practices Kaizen. Now we have a background to what we are doing. Now, when you try to do Kaizen in your company, this is a guideline that we have provided, we have shown here, just to start things, right? You don't need to stick to this 100%. You can change the days or the activities accordingly. There is no problem. But make sure the basic things are being done. So like day one, now in your company also, people are doing various jobs. There are no people only to do continuous improvement, right? So there can be some companies, they have those kind of people, but now since you are involving all the teams, all the people in the company, you might have to give them a introduction, welcome and introduction, and then set some targets, right? And provide some trainings on the day one. You have to give them some training, because although you have been trained to do this kind of a thing, that the team that you are taking in might not. So you have to do that training, and then you have to identify these the customers, and then define the Kaizen, what you want to improve. That could be day number one. Day number two, hope I mentioned that we need to have data. So the day number two is to understand the current situation with data. So you might have to analyze the current status, and then brainstorm between the teams, and then you have to identify root cause analysis. You have to do a fishbone or a 5i, which you will learn. Fishbone, I think you already know the Ishikawa diagram, and I will teach you about the 5i diagram. And then you have to use a matrix to prioritize things, and you have to design the future state. And also I have given detail level, like first half of the day and the second half of the day activities that you need to do, and the documentation that you need to have, I have mentioned here also. So I mean, this is just a guideline again, guys. You can change, you can add, remove certain things that you want to do it here. Having said that, we have done this in 3 days in some companies, but my advice you to, like, when you start doing implementing Kaizens, at least for the first Kaizen, take that time for 5 days and make sure that you do effective work. And then in day 3, you are going to develop the future state design, right? This is to mention the in the same format, or the design that you have to mention the implementation for future, right? And in day 4, you go and make those improvements in the physical flow, factory flow. But in day 2 and day 3, if you find out that, so like, let's say now, sometimes only within day 4, you can't do all the implementation. If you see something obvious, fix the obvious. In day 2, even if you brainstorm, if you see something, you can start implementing from that point also, right? Like the screwdriver that you saw, they implemented within couple of hours. So similarly, when you see something you can improve, if the whole team is agreed, just go ahead and improve that without investing big amount of money. That is day 4. So by the end of day 4, you need to make sure that whatever plan has been implemented. And in day 5, you invite the rest of the management also, and you start discussing what you have done in day number 1 to day number 4. It's all about reflecting, and there could be some actions which you can't complete within these 4 days. Then you have to do it in a future date, but make sure that is presented in day 5 and agreed a future date for that, and do a kind of a final presentation on day 5. So this is pretty much a guideline which I have already shared this with you in the handout. You can have this, but you are free to change whatever you want. And also now these are some of the things that that I need to explain again. Now there are pre-event planning. You have to do certain pre-activities before even start day 1. Like, you need to have objective, right? And you have to select the team, and you need to gather data and where you are going to have it, and some trainings. So if you can do this prior to the day number 1, you can reduce a little bit of time that you spend on day 1. And then make sure that as a leader, you or your HODs should be part of this journey. I explained that earlier also. So make sure that is happening. And then the post-event activities. That means after day 5, there can be still, there are follow-ups to be done, and there are actions to be done, and make sure that those are being completed on time. Otherwise, what will happen is some improvements have been done, but since the follow-up is not there, it will also again fall into the same old method. So make sure not not to have that kind of situation, because then the 4 days that you have spent is also in vain. So this is a typical 5-day Kaizen event, and I can provide you the templates in day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. What are the templates that you should be using? And if you want to start a Kaizen event in your organization, please let me know. I can provide you, probably Jabahar already have it, the formats or the templates. Janaka, if you are starting a Kaizen week or a 3-day Kaizen, I can provide you with templates. So you can just follow the template, but you can change the template. Those are all in Excel. You can change as and when you want.
Okay, thank you, Dilip. I will do actually for me to understand much better understanding of this. I will select a team as well as what kind of team, Dilip, I need to select for this.
Okay, so now give me an example of a problem that you have, that you think that you need to develop a Kaizen.
Suppose now, as I explained you before, now we make fabric, we do sweaters, so we do knitting.
Yeah.
At the knitting department, yarn wastage, if we can reduce, right? Currently, we are having around roughly around 3% wastage. If I need to get it down to 2% or 1.5, then we can do a Kaizen there.
Yeah. Okay. So for that, I think you should be having cross-functional teams from now. Who are the people giving yarn consumptions?
Yarn consumption is given by sample department.
Sample department. So
Yeah.
I think there should be someone from sample department, because he's the one who's giving all the consumption. And then from the engineering, like machine calibration,
yeah,
somebody from that department.
Okay.
And do you think that machine operator also responsible for these wastages?
Yeah, he is also having a big like participation there, because he needs to understand whether the machine is producing a defect. Then he needs to understand that, and he has to stop the machine and fix the machine as early as possible. Otherwise, those panels he is producing will be waste.
Okay, got it. So then the machine operator.
Yeah.
And then somebody from quality department.
Yeah.
And probably industrial engineering, just to do time studies and just to capture the changes that you do. And after that, it needs to be, and apart from that, get someone like a very good creative thinker. Like, let's say now you have a problem that each time a damage produced, it is very difficult for the machine operator to identify that defect.
Yeah.
So every time a machine operator will identify the defect after wasting a lot of yarn. I think that's what you are trying to say. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are the things that we can do to improve that? I mean, just to help that person, the machine operator, to identify in the first instance that the loop missed the yarn or something like that.
Yeah.
That if that machine operator can identify that in the first instance, that is, I think that is what you should be focusing on with the Kaizen.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and also, you can research, because now you know the problem already. You don't need to do a deep analysis and find the problem, because you know the problem situation, that is yarn wastage due to the machine issues, right? And try to research with other companies in the world for a situation like this, what they have done. So now you have certain solutions with you also. And if you can take one of the machine providers, the suppliers, machine
Yeah.
suppliers to the
Yeah.
meeting, that would be add lot of values, because sometimes, I mean, I'm not clear about the type of machine that you have, but we understood now when we brainstorm, do a Kaizen within our team, we didn't have any kind of a solution. But then
Yeah.
we took the machine supply also. Then
Yeah.
he told us this is a cutting machine. Cutting machine. Now the problem we had, there's a solution inside the software, but we have never used it.
Right. Right.
But we have
Okay.
never
Yeah.
used it because nobody in our factory knows that the solution is already there. But we
Mhm.
took that machine supplier. He told, why are you wasting time to do all these things? There's an option to do this. I will enable it, and from tomorrow onwards, you will don't have that problem again.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So the more cross-functional teams you have, but make sure that number of people will be less than 5 people, because otherwise, it is difficult for you to even arrange a meeting for those people, because it's a
Understand. Yeah.
uh, try to simplify much as possible, and
Yeah.
and I will send those templates. You start the Kaizen, and again share with me on WhatsApp when you have any difficulty. Even I can discuss with my team also and tell you how to move forward.
Fine. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm going to explain about another tool that when you now previously what we discussed was like, okay, if you know the problem, try to brainstorm and come um, prepare countermeasures or solutions, right? If you know the problem. But what if you don't know the problem? So then you have to, I mean, there are multiple tools that you can use, but now I'm going to explain about this very powerful but very simple tool that you can have in your workplace when you have a problem that you are not knowing the root cause. So let's look at this. Let's look at this tool. This is called the 5 why. So identify the problem. First 5 why. First why of the 5, right? So again, a problem solving technique used to find the root cause and the relationship between the problem and the root cause. So let's look at how and how we are going to do it. So we need to first identify the problem, clearly define the issue that you are facing, right? And then you start asking why, right? First the problem, and then identify the direct cause of the problem. Now don't go to the solution or to the root cause. The closest relationship to the problem, right? We'll do exercise after this, then you will understand properly, but just to elaborate more, then you go to repeat the steps like that, continually asking why until you reach the root cause of the problem. So usually this requires asking 5 times. That's why we call this is a 5 why analysis. But there is no hard and fast rule that this y can be even more than 5 or less than 5, or even after first or second why you will come at the root cause. There is no hard and fast rule over there, but for the learning we mention this as 5 why, and then you find the root cause. After that, it's about implementing the corrective actions. right? You found the root cause, and then you follow the same step. Take the next problem you have, ask why the problem occurred, and then ask why again, repeat the process, implement your correct action plan. So this is how the circle works. When you do this, you should remember a few things. You should ask why from the people who know the process. Right now, if you are, let's say, if you are talking about a machine breakdown, if you ask that why from a person that is not relevant to mechanical or engineering department, that person might not be able to answer. But this mistake we are doing, because now just because that we want to do a 5 why analysis, we ask why from everyone. That's not the way to do it. You need to select the proper person to ask that why, technically sounded person to answer that question. Then only you can have the correct answer. And another thing is, I think maybe Jawahar experienced this in her factory as well. Most of the root causes are ending in trainings or the people's attitude. I mean, you start asking why, and it will end up in telling, oh, the operator is having a bad attitude, so that he or she did that mistake. So those are like very wrong things that we ended up, because you will not going anywhere. That's why we are always telling, don't focus on the person, but focus on the process, right? And also sometimes some of the root causes, in my experience, are ended up in giving that person a training. So it's very easy. The operation team do the 5 why and assign that to the HR department, because there's always a training person over there. And then operation or manufacturing team is not responsible for that implementation. Only the HR will have to do it. So don't do these mistakes, right? Because I mean, training is needed, attitude is needed. I mean, those are like common things. Like you don't need to do a 5 why to understand those type of things. If the training is not there, provide the training, that's fine. But 5 why shouldn't be concluded with a training or a attitude problem. Those are like time wasters that we use in making in daily habit. Okay, now let's watch this video really quick, and then this is nothing. I mean, there is no business sense in this video, but it's just see how powerful the 5 why is when it applies into real life scenarios. Just for that, there is no business sense in this video. Can hear the sound, right?
Right.
Papa, can we play outside?
No,
Why?
because it's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's too early.
Why?
The sun hasn't come up yet.
Why?
Because the sun comes up later.
Why?
Well, the Earth goes around, and when it turns a certain amount, the sun shows on the horizon.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? Why don't you know, Papa?
Because I didn't pay attention in school, okay? I didn't listen in class.
Why?
Because I was high all the time. I smoked too much pot.
Why?
I didn't think it would matter.
Why?
I just figured my life would come together on its own. But then I met your mom, and you came along. So now I work at the muffler shop.
Why?
Well, it's too late for me to pursue a career now, and since your mom has a job with benefits, I stay home and I take care of you, because what I make is pretty much just a joke.
Why?
Well, the service economy replaced manufacturing. There's no real jobs in America anymore.
Why?
We had good jobs for a while, but it's just because we were lucky, and now we're unlucky.
Why?
It's just the way it goes.
Okay.
Right. See how powerful why is, right? Say now you will come across these things like when you ask this why from certain individuals, they sometimes tell I don't know. But remember, like now you are the mechanic, right? Now if you ask the question why the machine is breakdown, if you answer I don't know, that means you shouldn't be staying there as a mechanic, right? If you are the technical person, you should know. You should know why to answer that. If you don't know the answer to that, it's really powerful. I mean, use this and see. Don't I mean, in a day-to-day, like forget the formats and everything, but just start using it when your day-to-day communication. It will be really useful for you to use this type of communication. Okay, now let's do this exercise. My screen is visible, right? So you just take a piece of paper and you can write the number of whys later, but just start with the problem statement. I'll show you the problem in a bit, but as I've shown here, just write down the problem statement first. What is the problem that I'm going to show you? I'll show you the problem in a minute, and then use the 5 why analysis to understand the problem and the root cause at the end of the paper. Okay, clear on the expectation, this activity? Jayavahar, clear? Janaka?
Clear. Yeah.
Yeah, clear.
Okay. So let's write down the problem statement now. I'll show you the case study. Can read the screen, okay?
Yes.
Okay, read the screen and write down the problem statement. Okay, Jawahar done. Janaka, let me know when you're finished.
Yeah. And the problem statement is consistent delivery delays.
Just write it down. We'll discuss later.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Now I will show you the investigation and deeper. There are some other deeper insights. You can read this, and now you can ask the first why, and then second why, third why, fourth why, and fifth why. And then with the information visible in the screen, you can figure out the root cause. So let's do this. Let's take like 5-10 minutes, and when you're finished, let me know. Or if you have a problem, let me know. let's discuss after the answers after this one. Janaka, done?
Yeah, we can discuss that.
Okay. Okay, just start. Jawahar, you explain how you completed your 5 whys, problem statements, and then 5 whys, and then root cause. Just tell.
Okay, the statement is we take it from the scenario is customer complain and missed lead time.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so we will put the first why as consult statement delivery delay. Then we'll ask again why, because they complete the backend before loading time, which is causes the bottleneck. Then we'll ask again why, because no prioritize of the shipment. Then we'll ask again why, the way of storage, the layout. And I'm so sorry for that, the 5 why, because no experience. So we will end it with training.
Okay. Okay. What about Janaka?
Yeah, the problem statement is consistent delivery delays. This is the problem actually. Then when we ask the first why, came to know this distribution center delays. That is the reason for the first why, for the continuous delays. Then the second why the distribution center delay is delivery trucks are frequently late.
Yeah.
Then the next why the trucks are getting delayed, trucks not loaded on time.
Yeah.
Right? Then the question is why. Then go to the loading team is waiting for loading. They can't load the goods. That is the reason for the delays of trucks. Then next why the loaders, they cannot load. They are waiting for complete picking process. Picking process is getting delayed. Then the next why picking process getting delayed? Pickers taking longer time than expected to load, right? That is the reason for pickers also cannot load. Then the next why pickers load? Inefficiency of picking the goods from the peak hours. Why this inefficiency happen? The items are not storing on proper places, because frequently moving items, they have to store in easiest place, not on the top or some other places. The reachable places they have to store, but that is not happen properly. So what we have to do is we have to store in proper places to reach to the goods easily, and the pickers can easily handle these goods.
Yeah.
I think that is where the mistake has happened. So it created the consistent delivery delays to the customers. It creates customer unsatisfactions and operational cost going up.
Got it. Yeah. Thanks, Janaka. Thanks, and Jawahar. So I think as far as I am concerned, you understood the concept, and you practically did a case study, and the answers that you given, that means you have understood the process properly, the tool properly, so that now this tool it can be used in various situations. So this is the answers given by the the case study itself. So I think the answers you gave pretty much similar to what they have given. So the last by clearly explain because the items are not organized effectively in the warehouse, leading to increased picking time delays. So the root cause is the items in the warehouse are not organized effectively, leading to increased picking times, which delays loading of trucks and subsequently delivery of goods to customer. So that's the root cause. And in terms of possible actions, so these are some of the actions what we can take with learnings that we have learned, and also some of the learnings I have mentioned which you are going to do in future also, right? In future also you will be learning certain tools and techniques. So 5 ways you are learning today, the first one. So if you learn basic housekeeping and basic housekeeping methods like 5 ways, you will be able to organize the place and make sure that picking process will happen smoothly. So these 5 ways can be used to implement in this type of scenario. And also performance monitoring, establish key performance indicators to monitor picking and loading times, regular views with the team, and probably auditing schemes in order to make sure that these processes have been, the picking process has been the effectively done. So these can be some of the other things that through performance monitoring. And also suggestion schemes, like people will give you suggestions, like feedback loops, encourage warehouse and logistics staff to provide insight and suggestions for further improvements. So they if you give them a chance, they will also give certain suggestions for you to improve the process. So that's one of the things that you can do. And as Java has explained, staff training is also must, but it should not be the root cause. That's my point, right? Staff training is also part of the action plan, but it shouldn't be the root cause. So as a result, staff training, if the staff, there could be new staff in the flow, so creating this mess in the flow, so that means those people need training. And in future, you will learn how to do a lean layout. I mean, we can have the warehouse in various forms, but what are the basic lean techniques that we can use to optimize a lean layout, as well as some technical information or technological implementation through the warehouse management systems, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and Internet of Things. So those are some of the things that you can do, you will learn in future to mitigate this type of a situation. So the 5i methodology, yet it is simple, but it's a very powerful tool. So I'm happy that you both of you understood it really well, and you can start using this tool. Don't refine your thinking into these formats and Excels and everything, but just give them piece of paper and ask them to write on a piece of paper. That would make a huge change. So I'll ask them to sit down, but make sure that problem statement has to be defined first. Without problem statement, if you ask them to do it with various things, they will end up in different areas. Give them a little bit of training, as I did for you today, bit of a training, and then ask them to, because otherwise most of the answers, you believe me, if you ask them to do 5i, most of the answers will be finishing, or root cause will be you need proper training or employee attitude issues. So we don't need to get into that situation, right? So ask them to not to do that mistake and to identify the proper root cause. Okay, so with that, we will be moving into the 5S presentation, which Darshana will take it on from this point onwards. Let me quickly share the slides for you. Darshana, you want me to share?
Shall I take the slides?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes. No
Okay.
problem. I'll
You need to allow me to.
yeah, I'll stop sharing. Now check.
No.
Hold on. Darshana now?
Yes, of course. Right, now done. Thank you. Right, am I audible and visible? How is Janaka, Javer? Are you hear me?
Yeah, visible. Sorry, yeah.
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay, good. Right, thank you. So let's go through very simply about the 5S today, especially I think Janaka, Javel, I know you know 5S, but we'll be go through a little bit about the 5S, 5S concepts and how it's used, especially in the logistic part, because our course is more focus on the logistic, lean in logistic part. Very
I
simply,
think
right?
we can't hear you, Darshana.
Okay, sorry.
I think you are
Am I mute? No.
not clear.
Darshana,
clear.
when you start the presentation, you're audible, but after
that,
about few minutes, you became like very low
I think
sound.
problem is your in your
Headphone.
headphone, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about now? Because I'm
Now it is-
changing my link. Same?
Your mic is not good, I think, in your headphone.
Yeah. Okay.
Remove the headphones and use the computer mic.
Yeah. No, I was in the same previous class, no? We'll see now.
You can do some IT guys, remove and plug it again.
Right. I use again. Now it's okay? Or same?
Same.
Actually, for me, I can.
Yeah, it's not it's
How about now?
audible. Now okay. Now
Okay,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Now okay.
Now
Yeah,
really
now
good.
super.
Thank you. Okay, here we go. Right. So we'll go for the 5S. Janaka, now it's okay, right? For you also.
Yeah. Now
Super.
perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, we'll move to the 5S slowly. Even the Novin subject will go slowly and we can understand in new thing. Right. So it's a fundamental and advanced tool for many problems. Now it says we started. It is fundamental and advanced tool. There are two different words we use in the contradiction, right? One it says is the fundamental tool. And at the same time we are telling it's an advanced tool. So it cannot be, no, either it should be either fundamental or advanced. It cannot be and, right? But that is 5S. That's a different of 5S, right? So we can use even the opposite word for this one. It's a fundamental. First one is a fundamental tool. And the same time, we can use 5S as a very advanced tool for to solve the many problem in the organization. That is the beauty of this 5S. And if you learn 5S in a proper way, better way, you will see how this 5S tool is advanced. Even we can use this 5S to simply satisfy our employees, satisfy our customers, but not solve the not much problem. And the same time we can use to solve around 50% of problem. We can solve using 5S, even in 5S, right? So we'll go forward. Very simply, what is 5S is come from Japan, and these 5 words is starting from S. That is why it's called 5S. and starting from, in English, it's called sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. These are the 5 words in English. And 5S came from Japan. So the Japan words also in start from S. So that's why it's called, it start from Seiri. Seiri means sort. Seiton, that means set in order. Seiso, it's called the shine in English. Seiketsu is the standardize, and Shitsuke, that is sustain. So 5 English word start from S and 5 Japan word start from S. That is why it's called 5S, and it start from Japan. Actually, 5S not start from Toyota, please remember. 5S is a separate another area, start from outside of Japan. Outside of Toyota. Actually, it start from a harbor. Right, ships are there. We are logistic function. We are very familiar with the harbor ship. Right, it start from the harbor and start first days, second days, and third days. Then is move into the other company, other department, and now after that is going to 5S. Then Toyota also get to know there's another wonderful technique that they can use, or the wonderful tool in outside they can use to improve their process. So Toyota also take this 5S from outside and inbuilt or incorporated into their lean philosophy. That is how 5S comes under lean. Then what they recognize, right? When Toyota going to outside the Japan, America, they move into America. So like Dilip said in the very first 2 days, and they go into other countries around the world, they realize 5S is the very fundamental tool that they can implement first. And if they implement 5S as a first tool, it is very easy to implement all the other lean tools in the production flow on the shop floor. So therefore, 5S become the very foundation tool of Toyota. Even if we want to implement lean in your organization, that is why 5S is the first tool to implement. Then all the other tools are working on top of 5S. Otherwise, we can say if we know 5S, very easily we can get to know and implement all the lean tools, right? That is why 5S is very famous in lean concept also. And what are the benefits? If we go through the benefit of 5S, there are 100 of benefits, but we will put it here in the very simple and most advanced benefits. First one is improve employee morale. The happiness of employee we can improve through 5S. We will discuss in our implementation part of 5S in EHF, how it's improved employee morale. Then it's create pleasant, and that means beautiful and safe and work-friendly environment for everyone. Everyone means not only employee, even for the customers, it's a very nice environment. Safe, and for employees, a work-friendly environment. That will be comes through proper implementation of 5S. Next one is it's supposed to build up visual workplace with standard workplace. Visual workplace mean, as Dilip also mentioned earlier subject, now we can highlight what happened in the shop floor, what happened in our organization. That is called the visual workplace. And 5S will support us to standard our work practices. Now that means, now if I do one job, and if Mr. Janaka does any job, and Jawahar job one same job, we all three do in the same way. So it is very easy to train, very easy to track, and very easy to practice and reduce the noises because of the standard worksheet. That support give 5S. Another one is create foundation for improvement. That means 5S create foundation for Kaizen. If we want to do Kaizen, 5S is the first we need to implement. Then based on 5S, we can do a lot of improvements in our operation or our shop floor. And the other one is using 5S, we can develop disciplined mind of our employees and visitors. Not only employees, even visitors. And disciplined thoughts. Our employees' thoughts become disciplined, and discipline. Because of that, we can make our people disciplined people. Now, let's say you have normally every production flow, every operation, we have that yellow line. Because of this yellow line, people get to know We need to follow this yellow line. We cannot go here and there. So their mind become first discipline. Because of that discipline mindset, their thoughts comes. We cannot go. We cannot cut this yellow line. Our trolleys need to be go like this. Then their thoughts are working. Because of these thoughts, their action become discipline. Therefore, they walk in between this yellow line only. They are not cut the yellow line. So maybe 99% people, employees, follow this instruction. That means their actions are disciplined. If we have disciplined people in our operation, all our process, our product will be get more quality, more productivity, and less cost product for manufacturing area we can make because of the disciplined people. So these are the high level benefits, and finally it will support to improve the productivity of every area, not only production, even HR, even quality HR, even logistic, even warehouse, everywhere, even commercial department, everywhere productivity can improve using 5S. That is the wonderful foundation, and that is why it's called the foundation tool and it's advanced tool, right? So these are the major benefits we can see implementing 5S. Okay, up to now, okay, Mr. Janaka and Jamal, if you are okay, please type yes in chat box. Type yes. Box. Yes, thank you, thank you. You are okay? Perfect. If you cannot open the mic, don't worry. Just type yes in our chat box.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, no problem. We'll move into the next one. Right. Based on that, we will move. What is the first stage is called the Seiri. Sorry for my English. It should be short. Right. What is Seiri? Seiri mean it is very simple. 5S is not a very difficult, understand, hard tool. It is very simple tool. First S is Seiri. That means sort it out. What sort? 5S is keep only essential item with you and everything else either you can store in some other area or you can discard or dispose or throw it away. Right? Share is very simple. Share is anything you want to do your job, keep it with you, and anything that you don't want, or maybe it's useful for someone else, you keep in some other area, not in your area, or you can dispose. This other area or this storage we call red tag area. That means you don't want, that means I don't want, but you think some other people want it. That is why you put this one in the separate dedicated area, that area called red tag area. That means if I want something, I can go to red tag area and I saw that some item is there. To use it, I can take the item and I can use it. So that is called very simply sharing, nothing else, right? To do this one, there are 3 type of items we can see in our area. First one is the items that I want it, that more necessary for me. So that is they have value for me, right? So I keep it. And there are other item that I don't want. There are other activities. Not necessary now, but maybe in the future for me or maybe for another person. And this can be usable. These in between the middle box items we put into our, very simply we put into our dispose item or the dustbin or somewhere we put it. All right. And simply we call the unnecessary. They are nice. We know they are nice, but unnecessary we don't want it. So while we do sorting, there are 3 types of item. First one is item that necessary for me. Second one is me now. And the second one is item that not necessary now, maybe another 1 year, or definitely it will be necessary for some other people and it's usable item. So we put into the red tag area. Last item is, it is not necessary for me, it not necessary for someone, we can directly dispose. These are the TID items we have in our office area, in our cupboard, in our drawer, in our organization, right? Then what we do is the necessary item, the item that have value and item that I want, keep with me. other two items I will take out from my office, my table or my area. Then now we have only the item I need it, because all the other item I have taken out from my cupboard, table, drawer somewhere. Then second S comes. Second name S comes to the item that I want. Then what we do in second is called the set on. English it says set in order. I repeat again. English how it said set in order. We keep item in order in a nice way. That is called set on. So we arrange tool, equipment, parts in a orderly manner, in a nice manner. To that one, we can use lot of techniques. The first picture you can see, we can use racks, cupboards with the different colors, is too easy to understand. Different locations you can see. The second, before and after, you can see the boxes are everywhere. After that, we keep it in a trolley in a nice way. And the warehouse, you will see, we have locations and the bins. We mention, we number these fabric racks, or we can use other storage racks. 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, 1A, 1B. Likewise, we can name it and we place item in a different areas. Right? That is the secondness. That what secondness do is we use item to keep some nice way. These are some examples. You can see these are the practical example. Let's say first one is trolley parking area, and second sticker, and it says they mark in a yellow line and put a sticker there. This sticker says what type of trolley we can park it here, and that's the pallets. There's a separate area, and you can see cartons. How to keep these carton in a separate areas. These are called the 5S. Why? Every item we can make a place to keep it. And the files, you see, no, we can use different photos, different colors, different what you call numbers to identify files. Now in this file box, you can see this file racks, the drawers make here, right? So I will show in a pointer. Now these files are 2010 files. These are 2011 files. These are 2012 files. Even based on our requirement, we can arrange our files with the colors, with the numbers, or some ways of identification, right? This is our Vedda Sorajavahal. This is some kind of ancient time. You may seen this one in movies. This is his toolbox also arranged according to the 5S. This is a small job. So if he want to go to the what you call hunting, he don't want to find this equipment or these woe items, right? Just he take it and go to the hunting. So that's 5S also used in that area. That means actually this is the second is, right? You can see actual workplace, warehouse, how we keep warehouse in a proper 5S method. Numberings are there. You can see each and safety points are there. Cleaning equipments are also there. So each and every area we mark properly that anyone can understand easily and quickly. That is the most important part of second. Some example. Now these are the tools. These are the tools used in the top photos. In engineering department, how we keep tools in a proper way that anyone can quickly access. And the down 3 photos are when I was in Pakistan, because I was in Pakistan for 1.5 years last year, and that area I have driven the 5S in whole organization. Now you will see how we kept fabric rolls on the floor. Now you have seen the blue color demarcation was there. That blue color demarcation on the floor mean we need to keep some type of a trolley there. Yellow color demarcation on the floor mean there's a walking path of people. Blue color demarcation means it's a trolley parking area. So that means if we can teach people, okay, yellow line, blue line, this is the meaning of yellow line, this is the meaning of blue line, people start following. That means people will be improve their thoughts and action. And other one is this another photo, the feed, the how it's a compliance requirement. You cannot stack cartons in more than 6 feet if it's a compliance or the safety requirement, right? So therefore we use some this kind of a tag here is hanged from the wall to identify the feet 6 feet. Then people not stack cartons in that area. And this is some kind of a file racks area, how to keep it, right? This 5 years example, we will show you some example of secondness. You can see red color and green color separately in the same trolley, but in a separate area. That means left side it is red color, right side it is green color. Then it will be not mixed. So these are some kind of fabric. These are called the scrap. So we use the different type of a bin. Dustbin is a ash color and scrap is a different kind of a bins used. Then easily understand people. And these are the small parts, how we keep parts. This is engineering room. Small part, how we keep in a small racks without mixing. And these are the engineering, the trolley. At engineering trolleys, we use this kind of small racks or the drawers. And most important part of second is, it is, we need to make it in a, what you call 30 seconds. If you can identify anything within 30 seconds, that means your 5 years is good. I repeat again. If you can access anything within 30 seconds, your second SSC is perfect. Not 5 years. Your second SSC is perfect. That means if you need to be locate all the material, anything in your area to identify 30 seconds, that means your second is done. After that, we will move into third days, that is shine, or we call the clean. Then our items are keep in a right place. After that, every time we need to clean and keep it clean that area. So that is why we need to have proper cleaning item, proper cleaning schedule to establish this cleaning culture, because this cleaning culture will support us to make our raw materials without accumulating any hazardous or anything or unclear, right? So that is very simply the third days. Third days is not much. It's a cleaning and making cleaning schedules and clean our environment, office, maybe racks, maybe drawers, cupboard, according to that cycle or the calendar. And standardize is the most important. Now, after we do the second days, we identify, okay, this is the way we need to keep our item. After that, we standardize. I will show some example. Now, this is the icon used for identify the toilet. What is the useful of this standardization? That means anywhere in the world, if we travel, if we go, if we see this icon, this logo, we know this is a ladies' toilet, this is a gents' toilet. Because why? This logo has standardized anywhere in the world, so we are not get mixed. Sorry, Shawal, this is some logo of our Sri Lankan bank. If we see this logo, we know what is the bank of this one. Like Jordan, it is Etihad Bank, no? Now, so Etihad Bank, same color, we know that logo, we know this is the bank. We don't want to ask from anyone, where's that bank, where's this bank. If we see this logo in outside, we know this is the bank. And when we see this kind of symbol in our roadside, we know what is this symbol. It is everywhere in the world. We don't want to understand the language. And these are two photo I mentioned here. In Sri Lanka, Mr. Janaka, Jawahar, this is Sri Lankan. If we see red color bus, it is government owned bus. If we see white color or other color bus, it is private bus. This is very useful for us when we were schooling. Because when we were schooling or when we were in working, we can get pass from government 80% discounts for the school students, right? So, but that 80% discount pass we can use only for government buses. So while we were student, if the red color bus comes, we know this pass we can claim in this bus. So we don't want to ask, we just climb to the bus, we go inside the bus, then we know it's a government bus, we don't want money to go this bus. But if the other color bus comes, we cannot use this bus, we know we need money to go that bus. So this, because of this standard, it is very easy for Sri Lankan to travel. And these are some other photos of my previous organization about the file standardization, what we make it. What we did was we had a lot of problem with file mismatch or loss. So we give colors for each and every department because Dilip and myself were, my first job was here. This is the standard I was made in that time. So what we do is every department we give different colors. That is the standard. So very simply, if some employee I see one file lost in a canteen, he know it is a HR department file, directly go to HR and hand over. So our work will be make it easy. These are some photos of standardization. You see the colors used. The bin color, it use blue color, then everyone know what is the color, blue color, what it's for. Dustbin, different colors for different wastages. So that is standard. The file colors, tool colors, the drawers standard, you know, the front, what are the things in the front, what are the things in the back in the drawer. That is standardized all over the company. So it is very easily we can use it, right? And the last part, very last part is now we have only the necessary item, that is the sorting. Then we keep this necessary item in a right place with B, that is sort. Then the second one is Seiton, and Seiso is the number 3. Then we clean our area. Then number 4 is our standardization. We make all our organization into a one standard. So it is very easy. All the employees can follow. And the last part is Shitsuke or the sustain. 5S is not showing to customer, not it's done for 1 day, 2 day. It is 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year for new employee, our current employee, new customers, and all customer for everyone. Therefore, we need to sustain what we establish in 1, 2, 3, first 3. So this is called the sustaining, doing the right thing in as a matter of course. So therefore, there are 3 major elements in sustain. Shitsuke. First one is training, second one is auditing, third one is rewarding. Auditing means we need to do the 5S audit. First, we need to train people. Like let's say we have established new standard, but people doesn't know what happened. They not follow. Most important thing is while we establishing standards, we need to train every employee. This is our standard. This is what you need to follow. We are telling, okay, our yellow line is you need to walk. Red color area, you need to keep the trolley. If we train people, then they know what are the standards, what they need to follow, then they will follow. After that, we need to audit to check whether our people are working according to the given training. Our processes are happening according to the SOP. That is why we do audit and do a check whether it's happening well or not. Then after that, we need to reward the people or process or the department, the people who do or department who follow or sustain these standards in a proper manner, because that is for the people part. Because these standards driven by people, so we need to reward people. So these are the major 3 part of sustain: train, audit, and rewarding. If any of 3 elements are missing, get missed, it is very difficult to sustain 5S in our shop floor. So that is all about the 5S. Sharp, I finish on time. Yes, Dileep? Yes, thanks, Dileep and the team. Okay, so how about the session? You got some idea? Please type yes. Or you can unmute and tell it's okay.
Yeah,
For
it
me,
is.
sure, okay.
Yeah, it's very good because everything is very practical. We are going to use as early as possible because there are a lot of areas that my company I can improve using
Yeah,
these.
we have a separate
tools.
one, Janaka. Thank you. We have a separate course for the advanced 5S course.
Okay.
That is, we talk about the very advanced tool, how we use for improve the what you call improve the productivity, everything. Even we have another course for the yellow belt also, we teach this one in a little bit. But if you have any problem, just send a message in our group,
Great.
Dilip and myself in the group, so we will support anytime. That is our normal behavior. And if you are in Sri Lanka, definitely we come and we support you. Dilip, I think we have tell that one, no? In Sri Lankan office, we come free of charge and we'll support any lean implementation. If you have, we have that 1 day free session, coaching session. But if you're outside, we cannot do it in a free of charge.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
all.
you very much. Yeah, thank you very much.
But free
I was about
consultation
to ask
anytime.
this one.
Yeah, definitely. We'll keep in touch. Yeah.
Yes, Jawahar, how are you?
Mm.
Jawahar, you got some point?
Sorry?
You got some point from the 5 years session today?
Yes, definitely. As I always time take a talking warning about 5S.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, that's all from my side. Yes, Dilip, hand over to you.
Thanks, Darshana. Thank you very much for that insightful session. So, Janaka, Jawahar, I think that I told you, I also learned 5S from Darshana. So, there are in this half an hour, I think we can teach you only like very high level of what the concept and what it needs to be done. But as Darshana said, if you want to explore more, there are like in-depth advanced courses that you can follow. But I mean, start from this, and then eventually when people want to, when your company, the problem solving tools demand for 5S, then go for it.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it like by force. You can't like ask someone to do it by force, do 5S. No, you can't do it. You have to show that the benefit that 5S bring to your organization. So personally as well as professionally.
The most difficult thing is, I think, to start it. Right?
Yes, yes.
We start the practice and train the people. In Bangladesh, now my factory has 6,000 people.
Yeah.
We do around this year 75 million USD business. So still we don't have this 5As or lean techniques in the factory. So we need to start it.
So 5S, I would suggest a very good
Yeah.
place, Janaka. 5S, because I mean, it's a simple tool, as Janaka explained, very simple tool, but the
Yeah.
underlying concept is very powerful.
Yeah.
So start implementing 5S, little things like demarcation, standardizing, those things, and let us know if you come across any difficulty. We can also support you. We can guide you. Because we have done this practically in many organizations, so we can guide you to kind of get rid of those challenges. So that's
Correct.
we can support.
Correct. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
then. So let's try to let's try to spend time little bit during the next week, Jawahar and Janaka, on the value stream map, and then try to complete as much as possible, and then we will allocate like 10-15 minutes for each one to present your value stream map you have drawn, and then we'll discuss. And also myself, Darshan, and we will invite some other people also, other lecturers. We will spend time with you on the value stream map for like 1 hour out of the training program, and we will we will guide you in terms of how to effectively do the value stream map, as well as come across any challenges you have.
That's great.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So all the best for the next week, and we'll see you next month, Sunday at the same time.
Thank you, Dilip. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Dilima. Thank you, Darshana. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Darshan.